So we are backstage again behind the fellowship stage, and we have just managed to grab Sophie Laidlaw from Wonderland, all the way from Scotland. Hi Sophie, thank you so much for being us today.
Hello.
So I've got a few questions for you, Sophie. You have brought your team and obviously 4 models. That is quite an investment, bringing everyone here, staying here the night before and paying for the clothes and everything. How do you measure the success of an event like this in terms of how much money you have to put in?
I measure the success on the sort of happiness of my stylist. Like, happy staff make happy clients. That means I have a happy business, essentially. It's really important that my stylists are happy at work. Some people are motivated by targets and money and by achieving those things, and some people are motivated by creativity and the chance to step away from the chair and do something a little bit different, to start from scratch, to build, like we made the clothes ourselves. We save money where we can, so we make the clothes ourselves. We will reuse things. We paint boots. We do what we have to do. We look after all the girls' hair, so they do several shows for us throughout the year. We just try and kind of like make it work as much as possible. But as long as I have happy staff at the end of it, that's the most important thing, is like the teamwork. So that's how I would measure the success.
And you can tell from today's final result that you've thought about everything from head to toe, and it looks very, very branded, and it's really, really impressive, and I can't wait to take a closer look at it. So tell me, how often would you do these kind of events? Would it be like once or twice a year, or would it be a bit more, or what?
I think in terms of like coming to Manchester, there's been a little bit more travel involved for us. So we've had 3 cars come down yesterday, several hotel rooms booked. So we probably do something like this maybe once or twice a year. The other events in Scotland, we've got a couple of fellowship events up in Scotland, so we're going to be doing them later on this year. They're a little bit easier for us to get to. So yeah, we try and do it as much as possible where we can.
And I see you everywhere, Sophie. You're always at a fellowship event. You're always doing things outside of work. You're doing courses, etc. Tell me, how do you manage that, and full-time, salon, and with your clients, and extra creative projects and photo shoots? How do you manage all that?
Probably the same way that you do. It's all about trying to balance everything. I don't think you can ever get a perfect balance to it, but I think as long as you go into everything with a really positive attitude, and as long as you know what you want to do, what's the most important things to your business comes first, obviously. It's about trying to balance it all. So you just make it work. You make it work where you have to make it work, and I think we're all doing the same thing. I don't think there's any such thing as like a perfect balance. I've also got a really good business partner as well, so...
And I know you've done a lot of stage work before, and you've done a lot of platform work, but do you still get that nervous feeling before you go on?
I think particularly with this, because I had to do all the technical stuff. I had to put the music together, the videotape together. Like, when I've done this before, I've always been with a brand. They do all of that, and they get the models, and they choreograph everything, and they do the clothes, and now it's all on me, so that terrifies me just a little bit. And it's that sort of 5 minutes before. The girls that I work with are really good, and they keep me very calm, but like every so often I can get a bit flustered. But I think that's normal. I think you only get nervous about the things that you really care about. So if I didn't care and I wasn't nervous, I think that would be quite worrying before going on stage.
I think it's a hard thing to do, to channel those nerves into like positive energy. Can we get a little pano of the models and just a very, very quick, a brief overview of what you've done here as well? There's so much detail here. I really hope we can pick this up with the camera.
We always start our concepts like from scratch, because I think, again, for the team, coming back to the reason why we do this, it's really important to like build a story and have a bit more to it than just the hair. So we have this sort of mood here, which is spring, summer. So really authentic, really raw. Like in terms of the hair, it's very like natural, but kind of sort of non-contrived, but still non-conventional as well, kind of pushing it a little bit further. And then we have a more contrived feel. This is a little bit more narcissistic. It's a real play on like how people express themselves, and it's kind of focusing. We took inspiration from obviously the catwalks, but also like how people connect with each other on another level. People almost kind of portraying a false sense of who they are on social media. We've done like braids that have kind of been elevated forwards. We've got braids that have been pinned meticulously with them.
What time did you have to get up this morning for that?
Yeah, 5 o'clock. This is like really, really soft. Sometimes it's hard to do something that's not too done, because you want to do it as a hairdresser, you want to do it, you want to push it further, but I think she looks absolutely beautiful, just really natural, using the natural texture in her hair. Tegan's, we've done lots of different types of braids and we've pulled them flat to the head. We've kept kind of areas kicking out, again, to kind of go with that non-conventional, but it's very natural non-conventional. And then we've got our last model, Kat, who, if you just turn to the side a little bit, yeah, we've got this little finger wave in here. Again, it's very thought about. It's a definite decision to wear something like that, and yeah, accessorized it as well.
I think we'd all agree there's a lot of beautiful old school hairdressing techniques involved, but always mixed with a current trend. I absolutely love it.
It's a little bit new. It's always that trying to do something that hasn't quite been seen before, but without it being naff.
And that is a hard balance to strike. So for anyone that's watching, you guys can follow Sophie Laidlaw on her Instagram, which is...
So we have the salon Instagram, which is Wonderland Livingston, and then my own one where we post lots of things like this is Sophie Laidlaw.
Amazing. Thank you so much for letting us interview you today. Well done to the models. Beautiful show. Thank you.